Coming to you live from the MediaPlex in downtown Windsor, this is a presentation of St. Clair College Journalism.
It's Friday, and we're live. Welcome to MediaPlex Friday Live. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Matt Flood, greeting you with a warm welcome and walking you through the news of the day. Smokers beware, you may now be breaking the law. Provincial law has swept over municipalities across Ontario as smoking in designated areas outside of recreational facilities has been banned. Now, according to the new law, smoking is banned on recreational properties or within 20 meters of the perimeter of those properties. The ban, as expected, applies to publicly owned recreational facilities, but also includes those facilities which are private. In case you need some clarification, the ban pertains to locations such as the WFCU and Windsor International Aquatic and Training Center. This week was the election, and whether your favorite candidate won or not, what matters is the numbers. I went out to find them for you. The municipal election results are in. A live result viewing event was hosted in the St. Clair College Centre for the Arts as the voting period ended at 8 p.m. The results were displayed on large screens, updating with every passing minute. Incumbent Drew Dilkins won the mayoral election with a 59.4% majority. Matt Marchand was the runner-up with 35.5%. Mayor Dilkins spoke to the crowd once he learned he had won the election.
And just a couple of months ago, I told you I'd like your consideration for another term, to keep the momentum going.
Some voters were pleased with the results, but others were not.
I'm disappointed the person I voted for did not win, because I really don't see the current councillor doing anything in my ward. And the person I voted for came door to door every single day. I had a great conversation with her, so I'm disappointed.
As far as the overall election, I was hoping that some councillors would get some new council members, and we did, so we're happy about that. I think a lot of people are.
For MediaPlex News, I'm Matt Flood. After the election, everyone has an opinion on who should have won. Tomas Miko went out on the street to get your reaction.
How do you feel about the election results?
It's the same old, same old. You know, it's still the people who have money are still running the city.
So how do you feel about the election results?
Good and bad. I voted for Marchand for mayor, but I wasn't surprised he didn't win either, because it's very hard to beat an incumbent mayor.
It's never been a better time to go for a stroll. Devonwood Conservation Area has been completely overhauled. Additions include new benches and lights throughout. However, the main addition is a new 4.5-kilometer trail, revamped and now open for the public to roam. Caesars Windsor provided the funding to the Devonwood overhaul. Now we're going to toss it over to Madeline Mazak for our weekly weather report.
The weekend is looking like a lot of rain and clouds, so remember your umbrella. It is 8 degrees right now, and it's going to get up to a high of 11 degrees later in the day with possible showers. Saturday will be 8 degrees with drizzle throughout the day, and Sunday will be 9 degrees with rain later in the night. That's it for your 3-day forecast. Back to you, Matt.
Thank you, Madeline. So it's getting colder, and that means warmer clothes, lots of hot chocolate, and the non-hardcore fans getting back into hockey. We've got Tate Harris to get you all excited for sports this chilly weekend.
Well, Matt, we're not going to start with hockey. We'll start with volleyball. The St. Clair College women's and men's volleyball teams will start their OCAA home schedule tonight at the Sportsplex. They will be taking on the Mohawk Mountaineers. It will also be St. Spike Cancer Night with merchandise sales benefiting the Windsor Regional Hospital. The Pittsburgh Penguins are still running flawless through Canada. Last Thursday, they beat the Toronto Maple Leafs 3-0. Tuesday saw a 6-5 overtime win against McDavid's Oilers. And yesterday was a 9-1 barn burner against the Calgary Flames. Tomorrow at 10 p.m., the puck drops at Rogers Arena against the Vancouver Canucks. The Blue Jays have a new manager. Charlie Montoyo has been named to succeed John Gibbons. Montoyo was previously the bench coach for the Tampa Bay Rays. He will be introduced Monday at the Rogers Center. That's all for sports. Back to you, Matt.
Today we're going to be talking six-shooters, safety, spies, and more this Friday Live. But first, Amanda Allen is here with Crime Stoppers. How are you doing, Amanda?
I'm good, Matt. How about you?
I am absolutely great. Glad to have you back in the studio. So I gotta ask you right first and foremost, what is the crime of the week?
So last week I mentioned an unsolved homicide case in Windsor involving a 20-year-old young man, originally from the Peel area, but he was going to school at the University of Windsor, and a 19-year-old young lady that was shot. And we're still talking about that case this week.
Okay, so what's new in the case?
Well, Windsor Police took the rare step. They have offered a $5,000 reward, and they did add a photo that has been added to social media in order to try and generate some information.
Okay, so I'm just kind of curious. Now, what's the difference between a Crime Stoppers reward and a Windsor Police reward?
Great question, Matt. So when the police offer a reward, they're looking for a witness to come forward. They wanted to have a face-to-face conversation. They want to understand what information that they have about the case that perhaps, for whatever reason, you didn't come forward before. The money has motivated somebody to come forward, but they need to speak to you face-to-face. And charges being laid in the case do depend on whether you get that $5,000 reward. Crime Stoppers, totally different situation. You always remain anonymous, and it's not about whether there's a conviction in court. It's whether there's an arrest, charges laid, it helps clear a case, or the police obtain some good information from the tip.
Gotcha. So if anyone has a tip for you, how can they send them in?
As always, doesn't matter this crime or any other crime, if you have any information about crime in our community and want to help out, on the web, our website is catchcrooks.com, and you can submit a tip right there. Or we still have the phone number, 519-258-8477, which is answered 24 hours a day.
Okay, Amanda, well, thank you for coming in and giving us our crime of the week. Very informative, as per usual. Now, while you may not have that huge, or you might have won that huge over $1 billion lottery in the United States, our producer, Ryan Percy, has some news on how you might get another chance to get a winning ticket.
As we're getting into colder weather, one thing is certain. It's Brentwood Lottery time! October 25th was the official unveiling of the 27th Brentwood Lottery Major Prizes, a house located at 25 Mulberry Crescent in Kingsville, and 3 vehicles, a 2019 versions of the Jeep Wrangler, Ford Mustang, and Chevrolet Equinox are all available to be won. Cheryl Chaney is the board chair of the Brentwood Recovery Home. She says the money will go to a plethora of services offered.
We have a 90-day program at Brentwood for men and women. We have a young adults program. We have a youth program. We have a support program. We have couples meetings. We have outreach. We have all kinds of avenues where this helps the suffering families and the suffering alcoholics.
Those that attended were able to tour the house and enjoy food being catered by chef apprentices from Leamington District Secondary School. Leo Compton has used Brentwood services before and says any money that is spent on the lottery is going to a good cause.
So they've saved a lot of lives. I see generations going through the program, and I see that it works. I've only been there 2 weeks, and it's touched me in a way that I never thought a treatment center would.
For your chance at the house or any of the cars behind me or any of the $660,000 in prizes up for grabs, it's recommended that you get your tickets before the December 13th early bird draw. For MediaPlex News, I'm Ryan Percy.
If you're rushing to your credit union to get money for tickets and it's WFCU, Trish Kundu has the news on how the WFCU is planning to help Windsor residents.
WFCU Credit Union announced their new community engagement program called Inspire on October 24th. The program will combine existing WFCU Credit Union community investment with events including the Union Scripps Regional Spelling Bee, a speaker series, Easter egg drop, community movie nights, and the Detroit Lions Financial Literacy Program.
And what you can see through the Inspire program and through the elements under the Inspire program, each element is geared towards building a stronger and better community through different activities that bring the community together. Through different activities that add, if you will, value to the youth of our community, whether through financial literacy or literacy in general or anti-bullying messages that we're going to bring, or through our through our speaker series or spelling bee competitions that we're going to run. So Inspire is intended to build upon the good work that the credit union already does in terms of giving back to our community, but also take it to the next level in terms of introducing a various amount of elements that will hopefully engage the various aspects of our community.
I'm Trisha Kundu, reporting for MediaPlex News Now.
After having fun with all of those activities, you may build up quite the appetite. Thankfully, Cassidy McNay has a way for you to have some fun while getting a good snack.
It's apple picking season in Windsor, Essex County, and local orchards, including Wagner's, have their apples ready for harvest. Customers can purchase a bag for around $15 and fill it with apples they have picked. Each bag weighs approximately 15 pounds, and apple varieties vary depending on what time of season it is. Right now, Yellow Delicious is in season. This is Sean Versteeg's first time apple picking as an adult.
North for a few years, and there's no apple trees up there. It's actually my wife's first time ever apple picking because she's from up there. So yeah, we moved to Windsor like last year and thought it'd be fun to do. It's kind of the season now, so brought the dog out and filled a few bags up.
Along with apples, many orchards offer other farm fresh food. Wagner's has pies, eggs, ciders, and wines for sale. And as with many farms, animals are also on site. Katrina Wagner is the daughter of Harold Wagner, who owns the farm, and is now a manager at the apple orchard and bakery.
We do apple picking. We probably have about 40,000 people that come throughout the year to apple pick and come. We have a winery and a bakery. We do hard ciders, pies all around. Those are probably our most popular things.
Families that pick together, stick together. For MediaPlex News, I'm Cassidy McNay.
Maybe apple picking isn't your thing right now. I get it, I understand. But it's October and Halloween is less than a week away. Cody Wall has news about a local scary attraction where you can get donuts after you're scared.
With Halloween fast approaching, it's time for Colasante's annual Haunted Greenhouse and Horror Hedge Maze. This is the 10th year Colasante's has hosted the indoor haunted experience and is hoping to draw in a large crowd at this year's event because of it.
We would love everybody to come out and see it. Like I said, it's such a labor of love for us, and we put so much effort into it. We just want to share it with as many people as possible.
With over 80 volunteers and 25 paid actors, Colasante's is hoping this year's event will be better than ever. This year, they said the event has been scared up a few notches as they have added several new props and features to the attraction to keep you on your toes and coming back for more.
I think that they keep updating the scares as much as possible, and because it's such a community-grown thing, everybody from years before keeps coming back, and they keep it current enough to keep people interested in coming back.
The first weekend of the event saw returning attendees as well as newcomers to the haunted experience.
Yeah, it was something new. Like, I've never been to a haunted house, and it's actually a pretty good first one.
Don't fear if you missed one of the haunted excursions this weekend, as there is more scheduled between the 26th and 28th of next week, where you can get all your spooks on. I'm Cody Wall of MediaPlex News Now.
While we all have fun being scared, at least some of us do, it is important to remain safe and keep the nastiness of slasher movies to the silver screen. Ryan Percy has got you covered with the Halloween Safety Minute.
So, it's almost a week to Halloween. Are your children prepared? Are they going to be safe? Here are some tips. While one of Halloween's famed creatures is the black cat, do not approach any strays. The same goes for wolves, giant spiders, the chupacabra, and others. Make sure your child's costume doesn't obscure their vision and is not long enough to trip them. Keep your injuries faked with makeup only. Since sunset is scheduled for around 6:30 on Halloween, have your kids bring a flashlight and maybe wear something reflective. Kids going as police officers, firefighters, or a throwback to the 80s should be set. Go through your child's candy with them after. That way you can see if anything looks tampered with. This also lets you figure out which candy falls under the parent tax. If your child's under 10, it's recommended that you stay close and even hold their hand. That way they're safe and you have someone to hold on to when you get scared by your neighbors. Remember, it's fun to be scared, but only if it's not actually dangerous. This has been your Halloween Safety Minute. I'm Ryan Percy.
Now at the weekend, just around the corner, thank goodness, let's dive into some entertainment to help you get through it till the next work week starts again. Precious Alasa is back again this week in the studio to give you some more celebrity gist.
Welcome to Celebrity Gist. I'm your host, Precious Alasa. Wizkid, one of Africa's most prominent artists, released a music video of his highly acclaimed song Fever on Wednesday. The music video features another famous African female artist, Tiwa Savage. Both artists, who are originally from Nigeria, broke the internet with the release of the video, where Tiwa starred as Wizkid's love interest. Although both artists have debunked the rumor that they are lovers, the video contradicted the statement with the closeness it displayed, leaving the viewers with the impression that they are more than just friends. Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott's new mansion will have you begging for an invite. According to multiple reports, the reality TV star and her partner purchased together a home for $13.45 million. The house, which had been in the market for 1.5 years, is reported to be 9,000 square foot with 7 bedrooms and 10 bathrooms. The master suite alone measures out to 2,300 square feet. We hope that they find warmth in their new home. Congratulations to the couple. And that's all we have for you today on Celebrity Gist. I remain your host, Precious Alasa. Back to you, Matt.
And now I'm going to kick it over to our music guys, Sam Sinclair and Brett Blake, who are going to fill you in on what songs you should be jamming out to.
Hey, what's up? I'm Brett Blake.
I'm Sam Sinclair.
And we're the music guys. Today we're going to be talking about what we're listening to this week. And I think Sam has a couple of suggestions for everybody.
I got a couple suggestions.
What do you got?
I got, first off, some Jeff Rosenstock, Wave Goodnight to Me. Some really sweet indie punk. It's really awesome, very cool lyrics. How about you, Brett? What's your song of the week?
I got this cool new band there. Well, they're not actually that new, but I got to see these guys at Warped Tour, and they're a band called Creeper. And they have this one song called Misery. And they're from Southampton, all the way in Europe. And they're just a really good, like, kind of emo-styled band. Do you have any other ones?
Yeah, I got some Steve Lacy for you. Some sweet alternative R&B Steve Lacy of the internet fame. Just some really cool, some moody lyrics, really cool guitars, some synthy sound effects in there. Just really cool, fun sounding song.
All right, I got this one local kid. His name is Ante Ujevic. I hope I'm saying his last name right. He has this one song called Abandoned Phase, and it's just this really cool like bass loop. And it's like this minimal techno sound, and it's just amazing. I love it.
Nice. And then I got some more punks. I got some Temper by Unturned. Really, really cool emo punk coming straight off of Bandcamp. Not even sure if they're signed yet, but I know that I really enjoyed this EP. How about you? Got one last more?
Everything's better unsigned. But I got this one guy. His name's Sufjan Stevens. He's actually from Detroit. John Wayne Gacy Jr. It's an amazing song.
Yeah, that's a pretty sweet.
You know who recommended?
I wonder who gave that recommendation.
It was actually Sam.
Oh no way, man! That's wild.
No way! It was actually you that told me that song.
You know, my last one is Metallic Taste by Show Me the Body. Just a really cool alternative band. This kind of spoken word rap flow.
All right, and my last song is Rat-a-Tat. It's a song called 17 Years, where it's just a guitar duo, and it's all instrumental. Well, that's what I'm listening to this week.
All right, yeah. That's it for us, the music guys.
All right, and back to you, Matt.
Thank you, guys. Maybe you like music to take the background of the action and want to have a fill as the air as Josie feels your eyes are glued to a TV screen. Well, Josie Richards is in the studio to fill you in on the best flicks on Netflix.
Welcome to the best flicks on Netflix with your host, Josie Richards. As we get closer to the weekend, I know you all want nothing more than to kick back and relax. And what's a better way to relax than by lying on the couch and binge watching Netflix? That's where I come in. I'll be giving you a weekly recommendation on what I think the best flicks on Netflix are. This week's show is Archer. With 9 seasons currently on Netflix, Archer provides you with a lot of binging material. The earlier episodes can be watched in any order because there's no real story arc. But by about season 4, that changes. The story and the show is an adult cartoon drawn in the style of a comic book and follows the adventures of a dysfunctional group of individuals working for an international spy agency called ISIS. Sterling Archer is the star of the show, and according to him, he's the best spy in the agency. But if we ask his fellow spies, Lana Kane or Ray Gillette, Archer is an STD-riddled, misogynistic, no attention span having man-child who only gets the title of best spy because his alcoholic mother owns the agency. Toss into this crowd of three a sex addict accountant, a foul-mouthed HR rep, a questionable German scientist, a glue-sniffing trust fund baby, and a few cyborgs, and we start to get a clearer picture of the dysfunctionality, which is the ISIS agency. Archer is the kind of show that has a bit of something for everyone. It's a funny, action-packed, and full of interesting storylines. Here are 3 reasons why I think you should check out Archer. 1. The quick one-liners. Every second of dialogue in Archer is a joke, a snipe, a sassy remark, or something equally as funny. 2. The impossible situations. Archer goes from battling Irish mobsters while undergoing chemo, to infiltrating Mexican cartels through honeypot operations, to role-playing a butler for the queen of some made-up country. And 3. The lack of a time period. While some of the cars and technology look like they could be from present day, the costumes and historical references seem like something out of the 60s. And then we have cyborgs and underwater colonies, which are completely futuristic. Archer loves playing with time. And there you have it. Tune into the best flicks on Netflix with me, your host, Josie Richards, next week for another recommendation. Back to you, Matt.
While I'm personally not too familiar with the spy genre, I do love Archer myself. But there is another genre I'm diving headfirst into right now, and that is Westerns. Mainly because I can't wait to get home and play more Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, if you haven't heard, Red Dead Redemption 2 is this open-world video game set in the old Wild West in about 1899. It follows the Vanderlyn gang, and it is absolutely amazing. Basically, you're playing as these Robin Hood-esque gangsters going out and robbing trains and banks, and they take their money and they give it back to their own little community and camp that they have along with other people. The whole game is really, really wild, and it's a great prequel to the old game Red Dead 1, which followed the storyline of one of the characters in the game. Now, me personally, I love this game because the one before it had just absolutely fantastic storytelling, amazing gameplay, and it really created the most atmospheric and most realistic Western world that you could ever imagine. Now, Red Dead 2 hopefully is going to be following through on this exact same vision, and I honestly, to be sure, I've been playing it a little bit last night, staying up too late, and I can confirm that it is doing a fantastic job of that. But I could splurge on forever, so I need to cut myself short. I'm not the only one that loves a good Western, so does our producer Ryan Percy. However, he keeps trying to make me put my controller down and pick up a book and dice, and I don't know how to feel about that, but maybe he'll convince you on his podcast, RP's RPGs.
Welcome back to RP's RPGs. I'm Ryan Percy, and today I'm your Marshal. Taking you into a world where heroes use gunsmoke and magic cards to fight back against the night. It's Deadlands. It's been a long, hard day, and the sun bakes down on you in some nowhere town smack middle of the Mojave Desert. You've managed to run afoul of some thugs coming back with money from the California maze. Now, you're standing in the middle of the street staring down a man with twitchy fingers. He reaches first, but that card up your sleeve and your quickness has you drawn before him. Maybe he'll be back. It is the Weird West, after all. Welcome to Deadlands, partner. Maybe you've deserted the Confederacy and are looking to put your skills to work. Or maybe you're a journalist out here to get the big story about the weird whispers you've been hearing back east. With the right edges and aptitudes, you'll become a legend of the West yet. Deadlands is a lot like the world we know, at least till July 3rd, 1863. Gettysburg happened, but the dark magic in the world brought the dead back with a hankering for human flesh. Next thing you know, they're finding a new mineral that burns hotter than coal out in the California maze, the state having fractured into a series of canyons spanning it. This ghost rock is fueling the war effort back east, and the Civil War is still raging in 1877. Monsters roam the wild deserts, wendigos, specters, flying devils, you name it. Luckily, some people have strange powers too now. Card sharks play Faustian poker for magic, mad scientists invent jetpacks and giant mechanical spiders, and shamans invoke spirits of the land while preacher men call down literal hellfire and brimstone. It's a terrifying place of weird occult magic doodads and terrors beyond belief. But if your aim is deadly with the big iron on your hip, you might just earn enough fame and fortune to live a comfortable life back east. Or maybe you'll end up sucking in dirt in Boot Hill. But that doesn't always end a story. Put your 6-gun on your hip, get on a horse, and take my advice and venture into the world of Deadlands. I'm Ryan Percy. Tune in again as I show you another world in RP's RPGs.
Well, there you have it. Thank you for tuning in. Friday Live is a presentation of St. Clair College Journalism. Our production team consists of Ryan Percy and myself. This week we had contributions from myself, Tomas Miko, Josie Richards, Tate Harris, Madeline Mazak, Trisha Kundu, Cassidy McNay, Cody Wall, Joyce St. Antoine, Brett Blake, Sam Sinclair, and Ryan Percy. I'm Matt Flood. Have a great weekend.